was the first time Tottenham hadn't scored the opening goal of a league game since Bukayo Saka put Arsenal ahead against them way back in September. But it does mean that they've now conceded a whopping 19 goals. Oh, come on, lads. 19 goals in their last 9 games. Look, Dino, I love Ange. I really do. I really enjoy watching the football we're playing, but it is a bit naive, some of the football. You know, like the defending, and even when we're winning, Dean, like we're still trying to play out from the back, trying to play small, intricate passes with 5 minutes to play. We end up coming under pressure and have a big chance. Fulham could have nicked it against us the other week. And you know what? I see Haaland do it for Manchester City. Manchester City are going for 4 Premier League titles on the bounce, right? I see Haaland going into the corner when they're playing Sheffield United. You know, and he'll go into the corner with 5 minutes left, they're winning the game, and he'll kick it off the shins, goes out for an wee. And you're like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Knowing how to win a football match, getting it down in the corner. We played against Crystal Palace, Dean. I went to watch us play, played some really good stuff, winning the game comfortably. We conceded a goal late on. Next minute, it's going back to the keeper. We're trying to play out from the back. We're kicking it down the centre of the pitch. I'm like, go out to the fullback, turn one down the channel, get Son in the corner, and try and fight for a throw-in. Because you ain't going to score from down there.
Well, I don't understand
what Tottenham do sometimes.
Well, it's called win from a winning position, and I've gone over it with you when we were together at Wolves, and you go over it with whatever group of players you got. The rules change. With 10 minutes, 15 minutes to go when you're winning, you have to make sure you get over the line, because if you think about it, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, they're normally winning 2-0, 1-0, 10 minutes to go. So you've got the points in the bag. We now change the rule. And just to give you an example of some of the things you do. Fullbacks do not take throw-ins. You don't take throw-ins. Let the right winger take the throw-in, and he throws it down the line to the striker and try and gain a bit of ground up the pitch. You do not throw it square across the pitch. We're now shutting all the doors for the opposition. Yeah. Strikers don't get caught offside. What happens next if you do? 10 minutes to go. They've got nothing to lose. They put 7 men across your back 4. Yeah. The goalkeeper launches it on top of you. Flick on. You lose a goal. Strikers don't come to feet. Yeah. It goes down the sides. You turn and run down the sides. Get a foul. Run the clock down. Argue with the linesman. Argue with the ref. Can you turn the clock 10 minutes into 5 minutes? Win from a winning position, it's called. Yeah. Spurs are coming out punching every week. You can't have it always. I've seen you sitting here last year. Can't watch this football anymore, Conte. 5 at the back. It's painful turning up and watching. Everybody's leaving. Because the style of football wasn't very good. Now you've got the complete opposite. What do you want? Don't be surprised when you get stuffed. But it's great to watch. It's like a basketball match every week. Yeah, I know. So that the manager's got to try and get the grey area right.
Yeah, well, joining us now to talk about Ange Ball is someone who used to run the channels pretty decent for Spurs back in the day. It's our former Spurs striker, Clive Allen. Morning, Clive.
Morning, Clive.
Morning, Jamie.
Clive, you never
Dean.
went down the channels, Clive. Stayed in the box. Stayed between the posts.
Absolutely. Wait for the 18-yard box. That was the place to be.
Clive was my manager when I was at Spurs. He was a reserve team coach. And I tell you what, we used to do shooting drills after training. Clive was unbelievable.
I never had a reserve team manager. What's it like?
Clive, I loved him.
Did he?
Yeah,
I never
he dropped me once for Kieran McKenna though, and I dug him right out. You dropping me for Kieran McKenna? He's a manager of Ipswich. He's flying. He's going to get the Man United job. Clive, how are you? Have a good Christmas.
Yes, thank you. Yes, really did, Jamie. Yeah, and you too?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Look, let's talk about Spurs. It was obviously a difficult night for us in the end with a bit of a spanking from Brighton, but they're a good team. You know, especially at home at the Amex. It's a tough place to go and get a result.
Yeah, absolutely. But I did think we played into Brighton's hands because the way we've played out, the way we've kept the ball, if you keep turning the ball over cheaply, which we did, Brighton punished us for that. They played through our lines, through our press very quickly and obviously created chances and took them. And I think if you're going to play like that, you have to be at your best. You have to keep the football, and we didn't do that in the way that we know we can.
Clive, I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. And I've managed teams and I've played football all my life, and I look at this, when the goalkeeper puts the ball down in the 6-yard box, he's got 2 centre-backs either side of him. What are you trying to achieve? And unless someone can show me some stats that you score more goals than you lose from playing like this, it's beyond me. There's only one team can play like that and get away with it. That was Barcelona under Pep. And I think Pep's done everyone. Everybody thinks they got to play like Man City.
Down the river, yeah. He's won 4 on the bounce.
You're passing it to midfield players who give the ball away, and you know before the game that they're going to give it away. So I don't know why they do it. I don't know what you think, Clive.
Well, they are trying to draw teams out and stop them defending in numbers, and obviously sitting back and defending. And I think that's the way that they're going about it. But again, the same principles apply. You have to retain the football. You can't afford to give it away. You give it away and you're defending third, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to give up chances. You're not just going to give the ball away, but you're going to give up chances. And I think that's what we did last night. And we haven't been doing that. The one thing I've heard you guys talking earlier, he's not going to change. Ange believes in playing this way. In a way, you would say he's still taking a chance, but he's going to stick to his principles. He's going to carry on in this way. I think there was real evidence last night of the players that were absent, and everybody's can talk about the injuries that they have at the moment, dealing with the situation that you find. But it was a slow start by Spurs, not keeping the ball. But when you have what I would call 5 frontline players out, not available, and some of them long term, I think that that is starting to take its toll on the team.
Look, Clive, I know we talk about the style of football. I've got a message here who's come in. After 19 games last season, Spurs were 5th with 33 points. We scored 37 goals, conceded 27. This year, we are 5th with 36 points, scored 39, conceded 28. And I've got a question that says, how much has changed? Well, the evidence would say that the football's changed and it's more enjoyable to go down and watch us.
Absolutely, Jamie. I think there's no doubt that you talk to any Spurs supporters at the moment, they're enjoying coming to watch the team play. They know there's going to be opportunities, chances created. The games are exciting. But at the end of the day, it is a results business. I think, if you concede too many goals, which has been the case recently, you're not going to win football matches. So, I think it's an area that needs reinforcement. It's shown that perhaps we haven't got the strength in depth. When you go into an intense period like this with a number of players out, you need that strength in depth in the squad. And that is something I'm sure they'll look to address in January.
Yeah, Clive, I think they miss Maddison more than anyone. I think at the start of the season, that he's so clever. And if you're going to play that style of football, he finds the space. He doesn't just stand in the number 10 position. He'll end up drifting out wherever the space, he finds it. And then when he gets turned with the ball, he's got cutting edge. He picks people out. He can finish himself. And I think he's a massive miss to the way they're playing.
Absolutely, Dan. You're exactly right. I think when you're looking to play out from the back, play into the pockets, Maddison is a fantastic example of retaining the ball in areas of the field, making really incisive passes, contributing goal-wise as well, and he has been the biggest miss. There's no doubt about that for me.
Yeah, Van der Ven as well, Clive. He's been sensational for us this season. Talking of players that we're going to miss as well, Heung-min Son, he's also expected to leave for the Asian Games after Spurs' match against Bournemouth it's coming up in a couple of days, isn't it? So 31st, yeah.
How many games did he miss?
He's going to miss up to 6 games, Clive. Now, I mean, we've lost Romero, we've lost Van der Ven, we've lost Maddison. Now we're going to lose Son. I mean, we've got to sign some players, Clive. We say it every year, and I know Daniel Levy can be a bit tight, but we have to go and get some players in, surely.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive test, Jamie. Basuma and Papasar also will go away to the African Games. I think there's going to be a real problem in terms of, obviously it's imperative we get players back. I think that hopefully Van der Ven, Maddison won't be too long, but you never know. And also it's always precarious players coming back from injuries that they've been out for a period of time. Romero's out for 4 or 5 weeks with a hamstring now, and Bentancur with an ankle. So you've got big players that you need in the team and would play. I think what I would call frontline players, potential automatic starters that are not available. And also you've got players who are not going to be there because of international commitments, which makes it a really precarious position at the moment going into the new year.
Well, what I would say, Clive, if you're signing a player that's going to play in the African nations, you know that when you sign him. So when the owner, you ask the owner, can we sign this player? And he says back to you, can you cope when they're gone? We've already got 2 or 3. Is the squad going to be able to cope when they go away for 6 or 7 games? You've got to give him the answer. And he'll say to you, don't come back to me wanting to sign players because we got a few missing for 6 weeks.
No, but
so when you sign them, you know you're signing them.
Yeah, but then you
know
might
they're
think
going to go away.
Bentancur's going to be fit and Madison's going to be fit, so you can cope a little bit. You know,
It's a risky run, though.
You know, we're going to have other players fit, but it's been a bit of it's a nightmare. That's going to be a tough January for us.
Yeah, I think the whole thing's been compounded because of the injuries as well. So you've got a group of players going out. You've got a group of players that are injured. You've got a number of young players on the bench that, you know, if you're turning to them, that's a big ask in terms of where you want to be in the Premier League, what position you're striving for. But it may well be a case where one or two of those youngsters are going to get their opportunity. You know, everybody loves to see homegrown players given a chance, but it is really stretching the squad massively, the situation they find themselves in.
Yeah.
TalkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.